Right, we are going to regroup with Karuta as you guys have made your ways back from the assembly area, from the engine of will, and started making your way down towards the engine of power to essentially disarm the weapon and how its ability to fire upon Madeir. You guys have were sneaking through the rooftops, crossing alleyways stealthily in the shadows, as best your abilities, until you came across a glyph that you found that you had some interactions with your relics. As your cosmic weapons and items touched the glyphs, they dispersed, disrupting a lot of the mind control in the area, but also alerting Quill and his sentinels and his thralls immediate to the position of where the glyph was disrupted. You guys fought, and with some clever thinking, you did find some abilities to. You found some ways in order to disrupt the fight and even turn tides even more so in your favor, freeing about 20 to 30 uh, thralls or soldiers, that were able to at least escape this immediate area. They are trying to find some way to make it through this situation since they're so deep in enemy territories. Perhaps more chaos ensuing may help them with that. We'll see how things come along with what you guys decide to do tonight. Skybor stayed in bird form as he flew ahead and stayed in. After already seeing the map and knowing the plan is to find the engine of power and how we can disrupt it, he has decided to beeline to it. And you, after finishing out the fight and talking to the guards, you guys are in pursuit behind Skyward. You guys are going to be several minutes, probably I would say a solid 20 minutes behind Skyward, just because of talking with the guards and just your stealthing. You're not trying to like sprint across these roofs. So you are going to have to take some time doing that. Um, you know what? I'd actually say you guys are probably closer to 30 minutes behind him. Just because he doesn't have to do that. He's just flying straight there. Um, Let me think. Is there anything else I am forgetting? I would say you guys have been aboard this flying city for about two and a half hours, at least by the time you catch up to the engine and power rooms and stuff where Skyward is right now. So you guys have been on the ship for about two and a half hours. Um, or no, yeah, I'd say 2 hours. 2 hours. Uh, and you don't know how long it's going to take for Quill to be able to fire the weapon, but it's hours within the day. So 6, 8, 10, you're not sure. Um, it is so you guys are now. Actually, I'm going to move you, Skybor, to another page, and then I'm going to move you, Lorna, to another channel with Skybor real quick as we kind of see what he sees from his bird's eye view, and then I'm gonna switch back, and we'll start with you guys entering the lower halls that Cronus and Lorna were originally came from.
Okay.
I'm gonna move you to secrets. Oops. All right, Skyward, let me start that over. Sorry about that. I don't know why I do that every time. Anyways, So, Skyward, you're flying over the city, and you are seeing all this kind of chaos ensue. As especially once that big district glyph got disrupted, several more soldiers and stuff are gripping their heads, and there's fighting in the streets. Those that have broken free and are fighting for their lives, and so forth. So you're seeing this continuous kind of chain reaction of some of the disruption that your party participated in earlier. You do make it through the halls where Protos and Lorna were leading you, and as you saw on the map that Salim had produced, you are starting to fly down these halls, and you see the same massive conduits emanating purple and white kind of energy. You see the same purple arcing imagery that they kind of described before. I think I showed you the screenshot of that from the one thrall. Uh, Let me just grab that picture again. Where is it? Okay. And then come back over here. Okay. And then, oh wait, you're not on this. Players. Skybor. And Lorna. Lorna, no spoil alerts for the others, but um so just so you kind of come in, you fly in and see these big purple and white energy conduits just radiating this energy. You are gonna see how it's pulsing and stuff, and um it's starting to kind of like pulsate in and out and starting to go further and further deep into the halls that lead further to the engine of power. You see the map and you know where to kind of head next, so you begin flying in that direction. As soon as you start going down the hallway, though, you're going to see this massive. You can see this right on the left, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you see this massive hallway of these conduits in these kind of crystal-like lenses in panels over them, and you just kind of see it radiating in there. Um, you also are going to notice. A second. You are also going to notice that there are some admins kind of running around, those people that were kind of cloaked and that you saw in the earlier chambers and elsewhere. You're going to kind of see them kind of walking up to these different panels and touching and adjusting the displays. You seem like the you see that same kind of pulsing kind of coming through this massive hallways, and then you notice that the energy at one of the like uh, junction points almost lets off a little crack or steam of little arcane energy, and it spikes out and it shoots arcs against the wall. And then you see the admin kind of run over to the panel and hit it again, and it seems like it corrects it, and the energy remains contained. Um, you told me you are beelining, so I'm not going to go into super details unless you kind of ask me to stop you or you kind of want to ask questions. That's totally fine. But right now you are fairly unnoticed. You're flying high, and you're being a bird. It's not super abnormal for you to be here. I will say that you are feeling the electricity, almost like the static electricity across your feathers, as you kind of start flapping your wings through these hallways, though.
Could I make out like a symbol that he pressed to correct the
You could
steam?
take a look at the screen. Let me see here what you might see. Give me a perception check real quick.
All right. Perception. No biggie.
Let me see what you put there. Yeah, or I hid my chat. Yeah. So as you fly and you see him kind of react to this thing, you will be able to easily kind of see what he is doing on the panel, and you see him touch a few of the glyphs and slide some of these things. The thread kind of, the arcane thread kind of traces his finger as he's tracing the. But what you read legibly across the screen, it says containment harmony 97%.
Okay. I'll make a note of that, and
Okay.
I'm gonna continue on.
Okay. As you continue to fly deeper and deeper through these conduit halls, you will also notice that some of these admin thralls are kind of start to get a little fidgety and start to shake. And they're kind of seem like they're kind of disturbed. And every so often, you see this big kind of white wave. Comes with that white energy, that conduit energy that you saw alongside the purple conduits comes through. It almost has its own magnetic field as it kind of floods through this hallway. And as it kind of washes over the people that are in this hall, you notice that their motions and their bodies become still and more deliberate and controlled. Um, you continue to fly through, and eventually you hear the crackling noise of more of this uh, ambient energy, and you come into this massive room. Let me move this to the token layer. Oh, not right. Okay. And you come into this room where there's these massive pylons and the lightning and this arcane energy is kind of blistering through the ceiling. Here, you are gonna feel the energy in the heat of this room as soon as you fly in. You're okay, but you need to be uh, specific on where you want to flight because this kind of thing is very unstable, and it seems like these pylons are what is keeping this energy quasi-contained, um, or at least controlled. Uh, you see a bunch of these more thralls kind of move around and double check the scenario or check the different uh, city and glass and the sigils upon that glass and read different settings. Um, but otherwise, as you fly above, you don't really gain too much more than that. You are noticing that there is a few more of a patrol here, some guards moving around. They seem to be carrying these massive, like, crystals, kind of similar to the ones that you saw in the conduit halls. Maybe they are taking some elsewhere to replace them. Who's to know? You'd have to follow them to find out more. But that is what you're noticing at first entry of the room. Do you want to fly through this room and try to pursue or go deeper? Deeper through.
Uh, uh, is this supposed to be the power engine thing?
No, this is
No.
one of the many chambers that lead to the power engine.
All
Um,
right. Um, it's well guarded, so I can't really do anything in here. So,
I will say, or go
okay.
ahead. Go, no, no, go ahead.
So the person that's taking the crystal, which
Mhm.
direction are they heading? Are they heading deeper into where the engine is, or are they going to a different direction?
This group seems to be actually heading the way you were kind of flying down. Like they're
Oh,
they're
okay.
they're looks like maybe they're replacing something or parts or some kind of things that are important to the infrastructure of what's going on down here.
Okay. Uh, and I'm gonna have to keep going. I have to
Okay, give me
keep.
give me a perception check real quick because you are perceptive as AF. Okay, let's see here. As you see the energy, what this is room doing and how this energy is kind of being focused through these pylons, you know, upward, downward. It's hard to kind of make out which direction, but it's coalescing this energy in as controlled beams as possible. Um, for just a moment, you see one of the beams flicker just momentarily, right where one of the thralls was kind of at, and you'll hear the thrall speak up and say, phase drift warning. We need to recalibrate the system as soon as possible. And he kind of motions over at another admin assistant, and he turns around and starts walking towards the hallways that you just came from as well to kind of investigate that further. Um, what would you like to do next, sir?
Yeah, no, Skyboard's going to keep going to the engine.
All right. As you fly through the next hall or through the next archway and you make your way through following the map, there's other routes, but you know exactly where you're going. You got the bearing. I need you to go ahead. Actually, I need you, as you are flying through this room, to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Right, that's going to have to be for my owl's stats. Let's see. Hang on 1 second. Let's see what the stat is for an owl. It is +1 to dex. Okay. All right. So a d20 +1. 12.
Okay. As you're kind of flying through the room, and again, you feel that kind of, it's not so much static. You're starting to feel little snaps as you're flying through. One of the snaps starts to come out from the beam. It gets so close to your beak that you can almost feel it. It does zap you just ever so slightly, but you will take. Let me roll damage real quick.
Oh boy.
You'll
I don't
take.
think an owl has a whole lot of hit points. And how many hit points does an owl have? It's probably like 1 or 2. 1. So I will be Skyboard again.
All right. And as you kind of get hit on the beak, you start to fall downward. Is there anything you want to do to break your fall? Anything you could do to shapeshift again? Is there anything you want to
I
do to
have to
recover?
shapeshift again. Let me check real quick. I don't think I have anything that would break my fall. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to wild shape again.
Okay. So are you doing that before you hit the floor, or like immediately after you break that form, or what? How's this rolling? How's this playing out?
Mechanically, wild shape is, I believe, it's an action,
Mm-hmm.
not a reaction. So I would imagine I would get close to the ground and then polymorph. I won't be able to polymorph instantly as soon as I turn back to Skyboard. So I would say
Okay.
that I'll be close to the ground when it
Okay.
happens. So it's likely someone's going to notice.
So then, what are you shape shifting into then?
Uh, Probably something faster now since um stealth is off the table. So I'm going to let me see what a falcon speed is real quick. Is there a falcon? Nope, there is not a falcon. How about
Is
I
there? I
guess an
think there's a
eagle.
hawk. I think they have a hawk.
What's a hawk speed? Hawk is a 60. Oh, that's about the same as an owl. How about
60.
60
Yeah.
feet? Let me see what an eagle is. Pretty sure eagle's like 80 or something. I might go with eagle.
Much larger bird, though, right?
No, no, it's also 60. I guess I'll just continue being an
No, that's
owl.
right. You're right. You're right. No, that's perfect. It's got more hit points too.
um,
Actually, just humor me because the owl has a D, and it just immediately just took it. Just to give your owl a fighting chance. Let me see what the hit die is for it.
it's a 1d4 plus 1
Roll a D4 -1.
minus 1. Oh, it's minus 1. Okay.
Because this really was just supposed to like zap you. But yeah.
Well,
So yeah, you fell out of owl form. We gave it a
yeah,
chance though. We were
yeah,
fair. So you are transporting back into owl form before you hit the
yeah,
ground.
yeah.
What are you doing after this? Are you flying deeper? Are you going to try to fly backwards to regroup with the group before you try to press on? How would you like to proceed?
I'm too far in it, man. I gotta finish this.
Okay, all
There's no
right.
going back.
Okay, it's going to be. This is be interesting. Okay,
I
you
will do evasive maneuvers. I will find places to duck behind and swoop around and stuff. Try to lose any line of sight of anybody.
definitely. You definitely catch the sight of a few of the admins, which immediately has them look and then bewildered when you just disappear. They kind of come around the pillars to expect where they would assume your body would be. You just kind of look back in your owl form to see this kind of confusion and perplexedness that they have. Um, Actually, let me just double check the notes of this room. I can't remember. Room two. Yeah. So you're gonna see that. You're gonna see them in confusion as you fly off into the next hallway with more of the same structures and energy. You see purple and stuff, and with the periodic white waves of energy flowing through the rooms that kind of calms the minds of some of these admins and stuff moving and working around down here. Uh, I will say that at this point you are going to feel another tremor. Uh, Give me a quick insight check on that tremor. You felt the power of this flying city quite a few times since you've arrived, and it seems like the pace has quickened over this last hour ever since the one of the engines were destroyed. It's That's the only thing that you seem to be able to glean from that. Just kind of like, huh, that's odd. That seems a little sooner than last time. Kind of vibe that you're picking up as you're flying through this area.
All right.
As you continue forward, you fly through these hallways until you come into this massive cathedral-like room with major pillars with arcane energy just fracturing and sparking off of them on multiple columns around the room. Um, you see this chaotic energy, actual boulders and debris levitate and spin around like as if gravity and reality nearby is starting to shift and be affected if you get too close. Um, this room feels oppressive and feels you can feel gravity and the way it's kind of shifting the room just by entering this room. You can kind of feel those weird things. It's actually affecting the way you're flying, just because it's distorting the way it feels and moves in this room. Um, you are going to notice that there are lots of patrols scouts and guards, sentinels, I'm sorry, sentinels and guards patrolling, as well as admins that are trying to play a role in this room. But it is pretty massive with all these catwalks, and you will see a patrol every so often scattered about. Um, do you want to fly further into this room or in further on?
Um, wait, they're patrolling, so they're walking just fine.
The sentinels and the guards are just walking around fine.
So it must be like just the air that's affected by the.
Maybe it's not noticeable to larger creatures. Maybe a frail bird is going to be a little bit more susceptible.
All right.
I will say, uh, you seem to see the marching kind of in intervals. Seems like they're marching in about squads of 6 to 8 with a sentinel, and you're picking up that it seems like they do sweeps of entire catwalks maybe every 3 to 5 minutes, or 3 minutes. I'm sorry. Um, it's like they complete a pass and then they go on to another passageway until they finally kind of loop back. To kind of repeat. If you choose to hang out in the doorway of the room before flying further in, you can pick that up without getting too far into the room.
Look at something real quick. Okay. Could always do that if I need to, but I become an idiot if I do that. I only can do that once. That's my escape plan. Okay. I will stick around. I will observe their movement pattern. And I'm going to use that to my advantage and remove wild shape when no one's looking and kind of like sneak by them whenever they're not looking.
Okay. So you're gonna like drop to the floor and try to start sneaking through now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I'm going to pause here and switch back to the group and let them get a little bit further into this tunnels as well. And then we'll come back and I'll try to keep switching back like every 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Just message me on Discord. I'm going to take my headphones off real quick.
Okay. All right. Lorna, you back with us? Looks like she's with us. I see her come off mute. Um, so let me see here. How do I move you, Lorna, to the other back?
I have no idea.
Oh, here we go. Got it. Okay. You are over here now. Okay. So the rest of you, Lorna, Cronus, you guys clearly see where you came from. You point out to the group. You don't see any immediate sentinels on guard there, like you didn't see when you first left there. There hasn't been. You guys do with your stealth checks, and as you guys have made it down the street, you have seen patrols, but you have clearly found windows and timing opportunities to leave your kind of hiding places from the rooftops and descend into these hallways. I assume that's what you all would do, or is there anything else you want to do before you go into these halls?
I think we're just trying to get back with Skybor. Unless there have been
Okay.
plans changed.
Not that I know of.
All right.
As we're going along, do we notice any like little bits of owl feathers that might have fallen off as a big, large owl flew by that we could follow?
Mm, not yet, but I'll
Okay.
keep that in mind that you're looking out for it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a really good thing that you brought up, Slim, and something just happened that might help with that. So, anyways, so you guys, anything else you guys want to do before going in?
I think just trying to keep heading the direction that Skybor was heading. Yeah, with the feathers, but maybe if there's other things he might have done to signal which way he's going. If not, just to the power.
All right. I'll say as your for like what you characters know, you do know that Skybor saw the map, so presumably he knows where the engine of power is. You can make assumptions based off that. That's probably all I could say is, but I can't say anything for certain. Um, you shall discover and find out as you explore.
Okay.
So you guys start to go down to the areas where you guys first were kind of exposed to the whole conduits and how things are moving in and out of the chambers and stuff. You see where the one hallway was, where the other admins were kind of walking away from you, Lorna and Cronus, when you first came in here, and you see that there are two kind of admins still kind of walking around and checking some of the consoles here in this room. You guys are kind of in the entryway of this hallway, not really stepped into the room and exposed yourself, but they seem pretty preoccupied with these panels at this point. What would you like to do?
Does this seem like the main power room?
No, this is just kind of where you guys entered.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
kind of asking, do you want to slide past these guys and go down the hallway where you and Cronus saw the others go, or do you want to do something with these guys? Do you guys guns blazing, super sneaky? What would you guys like to do?
I mean, you said they're at panels, like control panels, or just staring at walls?
Nope, they're control panels.
Do we take them out?
How many are there?
2.
Just two.
I mean,
We could.
or have an inside guide.
We could. Hey, Slim, you still have that disguise you were wearing?
Yep.
Want to go play the part of the guard captain?
Yeah.
Little tiny guard captain.
Size doesn't
Well-
always matter.
And if it suddenly becomes important, we will remind them we are bigger.
I
thought
also
the disguise stuff you get. I thought you could pretend to be like one size larger or something,
1 foot taller.
1 foot.
or 1 foot taller.
Okay, I'll walk in, pretending
So
to be.
what are you doing? Are you are you casting a spell? Are you using a kit?
I'm using that disguise kit stuff that I had to disguise myself as the soldiers that I did before.
But I thought that was magical means when you disguise yourself. Because how else do you magically materialize armor and things like that?
Let me see where my spells are.
I thought it was a spell. I could be wrong.
I mean, do you have a disguise kit?
Yeah, I have a disguise kit.
I still don't understand how a disguise kit makes you seem like you have metal armor on, like the other guards.
I mean,
Disguise kit was more like
Technically,
makeup and like prosthetics and things like that.
and props.
Let's see, how do I have equipment. How do I put equipment into the chat?
If you're just
Yeah.
trying to show what's in the disguise kit, I mean,
Trying to figure out.
I thought you used disguise self. I thought from like the harp or something.
No, I have glamored studded leather.
Okay, I'll let that be. So with that and disguise kit, yeah, that makes sense because I can't remember. To
You
be
speak a
truthful.
command word and cause the armor to assume the appearance of a normal set of clothing or some other kind of armor. You decide
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Between that and disguise self, you're fine. Or disguise kit, you're fine.
Yeah.
So you put the same ensemble together, and you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to walk up to them and say, the commander requests your immediate presence in his command room. Something along those lines.
You
And
kind of. Oh, go ahead.
I have the harp, which passive effects. I have advantage on deception, performance, and illusion spell attacks. So this is deception or performance. I would guess it would be performance. So would that be a roll?
Go ahead and give me a.
Deception?
Yeah, go ahead and give me deception. It kind of doesn't look up from the console and just kind of speaks kind of mindlessly and says, "But I must calibrate the system. It's everything is working overtime. We must keep the equilibrium just perfect."
Very well.
He kind of looks at it, not too like, "Where does the commander need me?"
At the Empress's chambers.
That kind of actually go as you say that, Celine. You're in proximity. You have your relics on you, right?
Correct.
As you say the Empress's chambers, you see a quick flash across of his eyes, almost like uh, the haze is lifted and he's lucid for a moment, but not in relief. His eyes kind of look wide and frightened and terrified, and he looks like he is, for at least the moment, has some semblance of himself. He's like, no, 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 don't send me to corrections. I don't want to see the Empress. Her screams are enough. They torment us.
So I say, very well. Report to the, and if I can remember what it's called, the engine of sight, to help in the repairs from the sabotage damage immediately, or I will send you to corrections.
He kind of looks confused, and as you kind of play the role, he kind of snaps to a little bit. He's like, and he goes, "Perhaps repairing the other engine will store some harmony within the systems. The
Right.
engine of power and the engine of will have been very taxing, and things are starting to go awry. I'll head there immediately. And he kind of tucks his hands within his cloaks, and then he starts walking up the passageway you guys came. The other one seems really not to pay you guys any attention in this whole thing. He's just kind of focusing on the panel. He's twisting his fingers. You see him kind of magically interact with the panel to try to control things. Salim, I will say with this proximity to where you just were with the other one, you are going to read. You'll be able to read on one of the panels that says, containment harmony at like 77%, or I'm sorry, like 97%. You see it, or this like intensity bar essentially.
And
What
that's
was
on the panel I'm in front of, or the other guy's panel?
That's the panel that you're right in front of.
Okay. I walk up to the other guy behind him as
Mhm.
quietly as possible,
Okay.
pull out my dagger, and attempt to slash his throat. The other one's gone, right? The other one's
Yeah,
out of
the other one's
okay.
gone.
Slash his throat.
You you find a stepping stool and you put it right behind him, and you step up. Now give me a stealth check, and then just a simple attack roll.
Okay.
With advantage because surprise.
Yes, definitely with
12. So that would be a 15 stealth.
a 15.
Because my ability.
Okay.
I get anything under 10 is an automatic 10.
Go ahead
I
and
get
give
plus
me
5,
a
so that's
melee attack roll.
all right. Actually, go up to the attack and not try to click the item, and it might work. There you go.
You slice the throat, and you just see this crimson spray across the obsidian and purple glass kind of below. It's kind of hard to read anything upon it now as it kind of spills upon the panel, and he kind of falls lifelessly forward, and lays kind of sprawling across it a little bit.
The other panel is still okay?
Uh-huh.
Readable? Okay.
I will click 1 second.
Well, all right then.
Let's see, the one though kind of falls lifelessly forward, and blood kind of covers the panel. His hands kind of touch the panel accidentally, and you kind of see him slide one of the sigils as it kind of lifelessly falls off the panel, and he falls on the ground. Not intentional, at least not from your perspective, but you will start to see that one of the conduit beams that is just kind of radiating energy all of a sudden starts to sputter for a moment. It eventually does kind of restore 10-20 seconds later to a solid beam, but for a moment it kind of faltered. And when you look back at the other screen, you see that the harmony has reduced by another percentage.
So he fell and he knocked something off of the panel, or he hit one of the
He interacted with one of the panels, and it kind of
one of the
affected.
symbols. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I motion to the other guys. Come on in.
Sure.
Did they
Cla-
see what happened?
Yeah, they were stealthed in the doorway, I assume.
I mean, we saw you slash a man's throat.
I mean,
why
did
would
they
else
see-
happened?
The panel's marked at 77%. And when
97.
oh, 97?
Mhm.
When the guy I killed brushed against it, it briefly lowered the power.
So we want to
have
lower the
someone.
harmony, right?
If
I
one
mean,
of
how
you
much can we
know,
lower it without something blowing up?
yeah,
Mm,
Again.
I mean,
it might also signal something and bring attention to this room.
true.
I mean, we could.
I mean, maybe lower it by a
So-
percentage or two, make it slower to figure things out.
Remember what the dream said. We need to make decisions quickly and
Okay.
move fast.
Let's ignore it and go.
All right, how the fuck did he do it? Make it less. Yeah, make the
make
thing
it worse.
less.
Do it. Fuck it.
Go ahead.
How did
I
you do
will.
it?
Is there another exit?
We don't know how the fuck it happened. What do we do?
Oh,
We
he.
weren't there.
The look for
We
his
were in the doorway.
bloody hand marks on the panel.
Lorna goes over the
Okay,
panel.
but like, what happened?
He
Lorna, you
fell
look at
and
the panel
brushed.
and you are overfilled with frustration.
Uh-oh.
Give me an intelligence check, Lorna.
Okay. Yep. Oh, it might help if I brought my character sheet up.
It might.
Intelligence check. That is 10.
You can't make out what glyph or, it's just all magical glyphs and sigils, a little bit past your mind. But you do think, like, this looks like really black, hard glass.
Yep.
And glass shatters.
Sure does. Sure
So you
fucking
might
does.
be inclined to find other means of interacting with this panel, but it's your choice.
You all see Lorna take out a hand axe.
Hey, hang on.
Yes.
Option number 2. Number 1, you said that his hand swiped on something. Was what?
Yes.
I'm gonna go look at the thing. What is on here?
You
As
see
he
some.
fell, his right hand swiped against one of the symbols.
And
Do I
you do
recognize
see
the
kind of the
symbols?
blood smear across the glass, and you see this kind of this purple glyph, which looks like it has like this horizontal line across it with some runic text. And when you touch it, it seems like you can affect if it goes up or down, and then you start to mess with some of the other glyphs as well, and they seem to have other effects. What those effects are and what they're actually doing, you're not 100% certain unless you really want to experiment with it.
Nope.
I really don't. I just want to see if it makes that meter go down or up. Let me
You'd
be
have
clear.
to,
I really do, but we don't have time.
but Lauren,
So-
okay.
Yeah, no.
Just Lauren,
But it, like,
We're all there.
move one of the things down.
Yeah, just
What
by a
happens?
few percentage. That's all we want.
You'd have to make a setting change or some kind
Yep.
of change on one of the other panels if you want to do that, or try to interact with the panels some other way.
Yeah, we'll interact with the panel that he touched when he died to lower it by a few.
Just try and mess with
Right.
some of the glyphs. See what happens.
You've messed with this panel enough. There are other panels in the room.
We're good.
It doesn't seem like much more is happening when you just adjust some of the sliders, but
I'm gonna go try a different one.
sure, you'll find something similar on each one if you want to like put them all in the same position like the one that you did, or do something else with these panels. You totally can.
Well, let's put 2 of them in the position that happened with the dead dude and see what
Okay.
happens.
So 2 more or 2 total. So
2 more.
So, okay, you do that, and you'll notice on each panel you can see that similar glyph, and you'll also see that after doing 2 more, it has dropped down to 95.
Alright, do you want to keep doing this, or do you want to break it? Or do you want to do both?
Nick, you said there was another exit to this room.
There's the hallway that you guys know leads towards the engine of power. This is one room or one hallway of many chambers that lead towards the engine of power.
So this was a room off of the hallway, or it's like a
No, this
pass
is
through.
just the entryway. This is where Lorna and Cronus
okay.
first started and saw everything basically.
I'm gonna head to the other side wherever we would exit and just look out and keep an eye out while they're fiddling with the panels.
Okay.
So we're not surprised from that section
So,
Sure.
and that size.
do we want to do like 5 more panels and then let Lorna break one of them?
Just let her smash them and go. Smash and run.
There's not going to be that many more panels. There's probably one panel left.
Okay, I'll do the thing with the glyph on one panel, and then Lorna, you can break how many you want, I think. Or just try
Yes.
one and see what happens. Cronus, you
Yes.
can help, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
So you do the fourth panel, and then you want to smash the fifth one, then Lorna.
Absolutely.
Okay. Energy kind of goes down. Lorna, smash away.
Fuck yeah. Also, YouTube is back up now, of course.
Okay.
It's fine.
Just in time.
Just in time.
For what?
35?
Oh, definitely. You leave the table in half, like it just break through the hard stone with Ormir, and the table triumphantly collapses and crumbles, and the magical glyphs on the table kind of vanish off the surface. And then you start to see this purple magical energy start to spark and react and come out from the panel that you just destroyed. Give me a quick dexterity saving throw, Lorna.
Danger
Actually, go ahead and give me go ahead, danger save, but go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw, Callie, as well, since you were running around doing these panels with her. I assume you're presumably
Natural
close enough
20.
proximity.
I mean, if she gave me warning, I wasn't. If she didn't, I'm there.
So you will, Lorna, you'll completely get out of the way and not, you're aware of the situation. You jump back and avoid it. But Callie, you're not paying attention, and you're close enough to Lorna where it kind of arcs out and zaps you. You'll take 8 points of lightning damage. And yeah,
Why the fuck am I not resistant to that?
but yes, now you guys are in the room. Salim's at the hallway that leads you guys further towards the engine of power. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
Before we leave out of here, did breaking one of the things affect the readiness percentage at all?
Oh, yes, it is dropped down to 94.
Okay.
After the glyph or after Lorna broke it?
After the breaking and the glyph.
If you're going to do that again, I'm going to Salim. To stay out of your way.
Yep, I think that's great. I'll do it one more time. Yes, we're in agreement?
Sure. I'm gonna go stand by Salim
Cool.
because ow.
Yes, understandably so. Yep, I'm gonna break one more panel.
You go on a demolition spree, smashing all the panels in this room. And afterwards, before you smash the last panel, which tells you the percentage reading, you're seeing it read at 92%. And as you smash it clean, you assume you're lower.
Yep. Alrighty, let's fucking do this. Let's continue on. Let's go find Skybor.
All right. You
Find a boy.
guys continue down the hallway where you saw the others first leaving, and you see this corridor as it slopes down, kind of lower and lower towards the engine sector of this flying city. Thick conduits run along the walls, pulsing, and you will notice that they are they're pulsing unevenly. Unlike when you in Cronus were first down here, Lorna, where everything was very controlled, there seems to be some weird intermittence in some of these beams. And you will notice also every once in a while this white kind of energy flowing through one of the other conduits kind of emanate. It has its own kind of magnetic field. And when it comes close to you, you get that kind of tingling sense in the back of your mind that for now seems to be easy enough to shake off. You you start to hear was this kind of these things pulse through the ship, kind of metallic groan from beneath the floor. Uh, the stone kinds of glow a little violet and flicker a little bit, and everything just kind of smells like ozone, like lightning, electricity. You make it down these room, and let me go ahead and move you to the map here. And you start going down these long chambers where you see these large crystal-like panels here. You see behind them these massive blue kind of nebulous arcane storms within them before they kind of shoot down the rest into the next chamber and to the next chamber. Um, one call as you kind of are making your way down here, you see one conduit that kind of seems to pulse out of rhythm, and also you'll notice that kind of the bracket around it seems to be cracked a little bit, and it starts to spark. You'll also see other things such as another glyph system further down, and that seems to have a little bit of a light blinking on it further down the hallway. And that's what you notice at first as you start to make your way through this corridor.
I'm pretty sure we may have done that.
Yeah, probably.
But also, who can turn down a shiny blinky light? We should go figure out what that is and hope it's not an alarm.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wait, do we see any sign that Skywar's been here? We're
Give
still
me
trying
a
to follow an owl.
give me a survival check for tracking.
Oh, it's like I'm not good at that. I was just looking around.
You are keeping a keen eye out, but you are seeing no owl traces quite yet.
I was hoping he went this way, since this is the only hallway we've run into.
Oh, there's a hallway going the other way. It's just you guys know this is the way to the engine. You have the map.
Perfect. To the blinking light thingy.
Okay. As you guys kind of walk past the some of the more of the crystals, you start to see also heat come off one of these junction, and another kind of arc lightning kind of spark off of it, and kind of snip near your feet as you guys are walking by. Not large enough to really hurt anyone, but enough to kind of like catch you off guard. You approach the linking station here, and you see that it shows warning signs about the engine imbalance. You start to notice that it's kind of reading out information about one of the engines being offline, and how you see that the will and the power engines are trying to balance that distribution to keep things going. You also see a warning light kind of going off, and it says, "Attention, minor containment failure. Inspect conduit services immediately." That's what you guys see upon that screen right now as you guys are standing in this hallway. At this point, you do start to hear in the distance heavy footsteps start to echo and coming, but not near you, but coming down the hallway that you guys are heading down right now.
Coming from where we came from, or coming from where we're headed to?
Coming where you're heading to. But you will notice that there are plenty of these little alcoves and things that you guys could try to duck into, or
Let's
whatever you guys would like to.
hide. I think it's a good idea that we hide. The less fighting we have to do, the better.
Yeah.
Sure.
As much as I want to
Hide
smack people
up.
in the face.
I mean, assuming we can't outrun them. But also making them go in front of us could be entertaining, sure.
No, they're where we're going is where they are coming from.
I thought they were coming behind us.
No.
Oh, then yeah,
Opposite.
hide.
Yeah, then hide.
So, if let's see, you see my ping?
Huh?
That's the one that's cracked and stressed and such, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest we hide up here, past it, and then I have a vial of acid that I can pour on this cracked one. Hopefully that'll eat through and cause more problems, and they'll run down the hallway to it and right past us. Sound okay?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're running that way anyway, but hey, go ahead.
Right, but that'll
Do
give
it.
them something to concentrate on and pass us.
Well, I mean, it's also a good chance you can fuck it up more. Fuck it up.
That's it. I will pour the acid on the one that's looks like it's distressed. I have a vial of acid. And then
Okay.
we up the hall a little farther and hide.
Okay.
Take
So I'm gonna need some stealth checks and to kind of pull this all off without getting seen and trying to take cover as
Yep.
these are coming towards you. So go ahead and give me go ahead everyone go ahead and give me a stealth check. And then Salim, I'll have to increase your DC just for what you're trying to accomplish.
It's gonna work out great for me.
Ignore that plus 10. It's fine, we got you covered.
Baby.
We got you covered. Baby.
Okay. So, everyone tries to jump into action, go into their hiding spots and things like that. Callie, you do trip and fall and make a audible clang with the floor. You quickly look up and start to see the shadows coming around the bend of the hallway in your direction. Go ahead and give me a dex save real quick to see if you can roll over into the side before you're noticed.
Dex save?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Not the most elegant roll, but you do roll over enough to kind of for your group to kind of help you pull you
Do
into the
very
shadows. And
awkwardly log roll over somehow.
yes, very much so. In your head, it looks like a professional military role, but it
No,
looks like
I'm aware I look like a giant log that tried to grow legs.
And as you do that you guys take cover and you wait for the thing to go. And I'm going to jump back over to Skybor for a little bit here.
Alrighty. Bye, buddy.
All right.
I see there's some
Shenanigans afoot.
yeah.
So, all right. We're oh shoot, I now need another page. Okay, that's not a problem. Duplicate layers, move you to this one, and you are here. I'll go ahead and move Lorna over here too. So it's on the stream. There we go. All right, you're on there. Okay, cool. And just make this. Cool. All right. are in this like large cathedral area now. You were flying around. You dropped in behind a patrol, dropped out form, and you are now back in your regular shape. Uh, what would you like to do? You don't feel the oppressiveness of the gravity and the electric, like the static electricity, as much in your regular form. You do still see and feel a little distortion as you get close to these massive constructs where the arcane energy is at its strongest, though.
All right. Yeah. Like I said, I want to use what I've gathered, their patrol, and try to like sneak past them.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do a stealth check.
Right.
Okay. You follow in suit and march closely behind them. You keep getting stopping when you see another patrol starting to come by, and you notice that the glyphs that you saw on the streets are still kind of in use down here as they kind of light and lit each other past and continue their patrol routes. Uh, you see all this kind of going on all around you, and then as soon as the patrols resume their routes, you find the right timing window to kind of fall in suit again. Go ahead and give me another stealth check as you continue to make it through a couple more cross sections of this massive kind of room. One more for now is fine.
Okay.
Okay. You come upon another cross section here. This time you find a patrol with 3 sentinels marching together, with a much larger unit behind. You quickly, in quick thinking, kind of dip off to the side instead of following the patrol in the window gaps, and really kind of hunker down for a minute, pressing yourself up to the stone. You are going to feel. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom save. Okay. Oh boy. Oh. All right.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for that.
Skyward.
I'm waiting for that shoe to drop the.
So you feel this overwhelming sense of this power. It feels cosmic energy just kind of emanating through the stonework. And as you see that familiar white aura kind of wash through this room, it comes over you while you're in stealth, and you kind of hear this voice screaming in your ears just for the moment before it returns to an audible noise within your head, and all you hear is release in a painful voice from a woman. That's all you know for now. You go back on your patrol, or is there anything you want to do before you jump back on your following the patrol routes?
Do I recognize that voice?
You. Yes, you would have heard the voice of the Empress before in one of the many other kind of council settings and other things that have transpired over the adventures.
Okay. I'm going to continue to sneak past the guards, get to the engine.
Give me a real quick perception check too.
Perception.
Okay.
Not that great.
All right.
That is a low roll for me.
You continue to follow the patrol routes and keeping with the timing, and you see how the catwalks are starting to go up different levels, and you'll have to go up a flight or two and make your way through a few more catwalks to get to what seems to be the hallway you're looking for to get to the next chamber leading towards the engine of power. So you proceed through and following these panels and having to tuck in here and there to kind of avoid sight and being witnessed. You are going to notice when you tuck away one time, you're gonna see almost like this vent panel on one of these massive constructs, stuck halfway, kind of open, enough to let this blinding purple arcane energy shine through. You also are going to notice a glyph up ahead that has some text to read, but you'll have to stop by to kind of see what it says. Um, and you also, near that vent panel, you're just going to start to see kind of, yeah, that energy kind of breaking off and kind of being a little haphazard. You're not sure if you can interact with the panel, make it worse, make it better, but it doesn't seem like it's supposed to be like that as you're passing by.
It's a vent. It's a vent.
Yeah, it seems, or like a panel of like some kind of vent panel on the side of it.
I was thinking about crawling into the vent. Kind of like a die hard this, but probably not a good idea if it has purple energy going through it. I'm gonna try to see what's on the writing.
Okay. As you kind of walk further down the catwalk, and you figure you have a good 2 minutes before you have to really start using that final minute to hide for the next patrol. You've got it timed pretty well. So you stop at this panel, you look over it real quick, and you see this text that says manual override on it. Nothing more really to be said on it. I will say, with more time spent in this room, you are kind of starting to see that lightning that strikes up and through these columns, but you are also seeing periodically through the room this exhaustion of just energy and steam getting shot lower and lower into the facility, below the catwalks, into the open expanse of this massive chamber that you're walking through. It's almost like venting it out and going out through other conduits or massive piping. It kind of gives you that same kind of look and feel of what those stray shots that the flying city was firing at Madeir and at the dragons and stuff. It's not. It seems just kind of like exhaustive, like energy that has to be purged to keep control of the energy that's flowing through this city. It has to be safely purged from the system, and it seems like this is what's helping with that. Possibly manually overriding could impact some of the systems that are having here. You might have to mess with a few panels to cause, widespread issues and damages for this room, but this is one of the few panels you've come across so far.
It would be helpful, but doing that probably would give away my position. If I want to give away my position, it needs to be destroying the engine. So I'm just gonna have to keep going. I'm just gonna have to put my faith in my allies to, wreck shit while I move ahead and take care of the engine.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna stay on the course. Got it.
Yep.
You continue to be behind the patrols. Again, you've got them timed pretty well when you're in owl form, but you do start to see that you're coming up to places where guards are regularly stationed and not patrolling. And as you kind of come up to the hallway, you are going to notice that there are two sentinels and 2 guards for each, standing kind of at the doorway. You do see some thralls kind of coming in and out with some of the people that aren't dressed in like the plate armor, just like their admins and take care of other systems and some of the panels around the place, kind of coming in and out of this doorway. And you see those same people going towards other kind of glyphs or panels along the wall. Some thralls start to head in your direction. You're welcome to change course or hide, but they just seem to be kind of walking in your general direction, not necessarily at you. What would you like to do?
Um, how far away are they from me right now?
Uh, say about 200 yards. Like you just saw them kind of walk out from this area where you are just kind of making out that hey, there are guards, not just patrols up ahead. So you're still decent ways out, obviously, because they're not immediately saying, "Hey, who's this stranger?"
I mean, 2 football fields is not exactly small. So,
Right.
Okay. Is there anything to hide at?
Oh, absolutely. You could definitely dip into one of these, those monolithic structures that's kind of handle the steam. There's a little risk to that, as you kind of felt it when you were next to it last time. There seems to be a crossover between this power as well as that will that seems to be radiating through these conduits. Um, but there are also some other places that are not as best coverage, and that will be taken in consideration for the DC. But they're kind of like on the outskirts of the catwalks where you can maybe tuck behind some tools or pieces of equipment that are used to work on or fix parts in this room.
Okay. I will hide in one of the conduits.
Okay. As you kind of get close to the conduit again, you feel that same kind of weird feeling come over you. Go ahead and give me a quick perception or stealth check. And then I'll go ahead and take one more. No wisdom saving throw this time. You just passed one pretty recently. 14 stealth. Okay. As the thralls walk closer to you, you realize that they have that same kind of glazed look over their face, and they're not really patrolling or look. These are not looking for someone. You kind of see them walk past your hiding spot, and they do go up to that panel that you passed by not too long ago, and you start to see one kind of adjust one of the glyphs, and all of a sudden you see one of the pillars release this huge ventilation, and it sets off a chain. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they all kind of purge in sequential order. And it seems like it's released some of the tension. You feel the gravity normalize a little bit. The sparks and energy seem like they're not so erratic. Things still feel distorted, but it's a lot less chaotic right now. So you want to they pass you though. What would you like to do after they pass?
I'm going to sneak back out, and I'm going to try to get as close as I can to the two. Was it sentinels?
There's 2 sentinels. Yep.
And they're just standing there,
Right.
keeping guard. When I'm 120 feet away from them, I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay. What is said spell?
Fog cloud.
Okay. All right. All right. So as you approach, you time the patrols out still. Make sure that it's not going to like try to get too many. Hopefully, not too much attention besides those that are impacting. I assume. What's the radius? 20 foot. Okay, that's definitely controllable. So without it getting to be, you know, very obvious, like a huge ass fireball spell. um, so fog kind of surrounds them and obscures the vision of some of these sentinels. As soon as they do that, I assume you're sprinting to the fog to make the most of it, or what would
Yeah,
you like to do?
I want to try to.
Slip through.
It does last for an hour, but unfortunately, it can dissipate from a wind. So I need to go ahead and get over there. And as I get closer, I want to start stealth. I stealth past them.
Sure. You're running as quickly as possible. Like I said, you've timed this so the other patrols are not going to be watching you as you pull this maneuver off. So the only stealth you need to do is actually running through the fog and not alerting someone. But obviously something is up, and they know something's up. But without alerting, like, hey, I hear someone running right past me, that kind of thing. So go ahead and give me a stealth check as you try to duck through the fog and make it through the hallway unnoticed.
Will this be with advantage because it obscures?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good call. Yep. Definitely.
Oh, thank God.
All right. And you dash through the fog and you feel yourself enter this next chamber. It's a little hard for you to see at first too, but as soon as you break through, you see the chamber, and you try to put a little distance between you and the door, just so that the fog just doesn't disappear, or they decide to walk out of it and see you. Yeah, you're kind of out of harm's way for the moment. What would you like to do next as you kind of catch your breath?
All right.
From your recollection of the map, you think you're only probably 2 chambers away from the engine of power at this point.
Okay. Do I see any guards in this area?
Not in the hallway. You do hear lots of movement and lots of commotion coming from further down. It sounds very industrious and laborious as what's going on further ahead. So there's definitely mechanical as well as other living creature activity down or further ahead. You can audibly hear them moving around working on things.
Okay. I am going to change tactics a little bit with my polymorph. I want to polymorph myself. I want to turn into a spider.
Okay. All right.
Where's my polymorph? There it is.
All right. Let me bring this picture over here then.
See how smart a spider is. I don't think it's
Well, I
smart
think
at
you
all.
keep your intelligence. Don't
No,
you?
that's wild shape. Polymorph and wild shape are 2 different things.
Oh, you don't have control of yourself as a polymorph creature?
I do. It's just that I don't get to have like my stats in wisdom, intelligence, and charisma. So
I
if
gotcha.
anything happens that requires that, I may be screwed.
I gotcha. Well, I mean, you've been under the effect of some things that have pulled upon those wisdom skills. Would your character still do that then?
Yes. A spider has a neutral wisdom, a flat 0. So I should be okay. It has dark vision, so that's helpful. Stealth of 4. So yeah, this is probably a good choice. Plus, I can stick to walls, so I don't have to worry about any weird, funky gravity thing.
All right. As you kind of make your way down to the spider as a spider form, you still feel the weirdness of everything. It's definitely amplified in your small little body, but it's not affecting your flight like it was as of now. You make your way down this hallway. I assume you stick to the walls or ceiling and stuff.
Yeah, try to
Okay.
stay off people's path.
Right. You don't want to get stepped on. That'd be kind of embarrassing. And you see this room that's circular and quiet, but these floating rings kind of rotate around on these suspended like lattice and chains and crystal shards. You see these kind of purple conduits energy circling the room, and just that same arcane energy just kind of radiating and arcing off some of the different structural components of this room. You just feel a low hum, and like something is just slightly out of tune. The thralls kind of stand around at the various pylons or in consoles, eyes focusing steadily on the different panels that read various different readouts. They seem to break no focus here. Moments into being in this room, you see that familiar white energy again pulsate through, and all of them kind of immediately close their eyes, relax, and then reopen and continue their work steadily without any kind of disruption in their day-to-day tasks. You start to notice that each kind of pylon they're at has a different type of um, symbol on them, and you are also going to pick out that there's some readouts of some of the pressure and different abilities of the room, but without getting closer, it's too hard to read as a spider. um, Ahead of you seems this large door that is glowing in radiant magic. That seems to be sealed, presumably by whatever arcane or energy that's in this room. Seeing that you've come to the vault, the outer chamber door that leads to the interior chamber door of the engine of power, and this is kind of the command room outside that does things to do with that.
I'm going to use this time to try to find a route that perhaps a person can't go through, but a spider can. I want to be checking every crook and cranny of this room, trying to find another way through.
I will say
I know this will take a while.
this will take a while to find, so I will need to go back to the other group for a little bit as you search for a spot. Go ahead, give me a perception check, and
It'll be a flat D20 roll.
yeah, let's do that. Okay. Remind me of the 17 when I come back. Honestly, this might wrap up depending on what they decide to do. I don't know if I'll be coming back to this if they, depending on what they decide to do. So, I don't know. There's a possibility I do. I don't know what to say, but we only have 20 minutes left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you want to stick around, or I know you might have some other things going on. I don't want to keep you if we're not coming back to this chat though either.
I'll stick around.
Do you want me to move you back to the other channel since you've kind of already seen a lot of the stuff and you're not in a position to really spoil anything for anyone? And I know you as a player don't like to do that anyway. So do you want to go up to the other channel?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty then.
I am dead.
Oh, I mean, it's not like we would know.
Not yet. No, I'm just kidding. All right, where did I leave you guys off? You guys were going through the conduit room and through those halls.
I awkwardly got
You
hit.
hid, and you hid. That's right,
Sure.
and you hid. All right, so the acid is starting to eat away at that crystal, junction point that Celine, maybe one or two rows back, and as they kind of are marching past you, it goes off at the most perfect time, and as it kind of breaks open, it explodes. Just this radiant, cosmic purple energy just smashes, like emits like a wave, and it catches a few of the guards carrying one of the replacement crystal components that they need for it to kind of be replace and fix these things. Immediately, you are going to see that one panel, that glyph panel, start lighting vibrantly. There's other panels as well further down the hall. You don't have to run back to that one if you don't want to, but several other panels along this hallway are now lighting up in various different colors and things. Uh, this seemingly has destroyed the guards. The other two admin thralls immediately react in shock and start sprinting to these admin panels and trying to um, get to work. What would you guys like to do?
So, are we
Excuse
going to
me.
go knock out the admin panels or what? Or the admin, the fucking secretaries?
Yeah. Take out the panels. Seems like a good
And
idea.
the two people working them,
Hey, Salim.
preferably non-lethally.
Yeah.
Want to go have a chat? Maybe don't slit their throats this time?
I don't think they'll chat if they're busy trying to
Yeah,
control
but
the
we also
panels.
don't want them to control the panels, so can we just, like, knock them out of the head or something?
Lorna goes in the bag of holding, starts pulling out a bunch of rope. Yeah, we can do that. Let's,
I was thinking without the rope, but sure.
I mean, knock them
Do-
out, tie
Do
them
you still
up.
have a missing bird?
We do. Yeah, we should.
Just run by them and pop them in the back of the head as we go by and knock them out. And keep going.
I'm for that plan.
Alrighty. Let's go knock some people out.
Are you trying to sneak up behind them and not? Are you
Yes.
just sprinting?
Ooh.
And... Okay.
How far are they?
The one is a decent away because it ran to another panel. The one that's the closest to you is maybe 30 feet away.
Boom.
Okay. But exactly how far away is the far one? Because some of us
The
can go
far
and
one
fight
is
us.
about is I would say let's see, that was 30 feet away, so 120 feet away
Okay, so
In
that
the
would
direction
be,
that we're heading, or
in the direction that you're heading. Yes.
so that would
Yeah.
be 90
Perfect.
from
So on the
that
way.
person.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go knock
Cronus,
them out.
you know what to do.
You expect me to get the far one, don't you?
Of course, my love. I
Go
trust
be that
you.
terrifyingly fast
to get
shadow thingy and
Exactly.
we'll get the close one.
Are you wanting to sneak up on the close one before I take off?
We should be fine. I'll just carry Callie.
I mean, if he's following you,
I think
I
they're
don't
going
know
to be
whether to
too
be insulted
busy
or
trying
kind
to
of
work
okay
on
with
the
that. Anywho,
too busy working on the panels to even
Yeah.
pay attention to us.
besides, if they're looking at you, they're not looking at us, so be like the wind.
Also true. Yes. Let's just do it together.
So all five of you, or all four of you, running out for the closest one. But
Correct.
your stealth. All of you are trying to sneak up to it. And then Cronus, how are you going after the far one? Are you going invisible or something? Or
He's just running.
What is the lighting situation like here?
you're in dim light right now as you're hiding.
Okay. So once we get close enough that they handle this one that's closer, I will take off into a sprint and shadow step.
Okay, that works. All right. Give me some stealth checks, Group A.
Like to say, I'm not trying really hard. Yeah.
All right. You all jump into action and start to charge the first one. And as they kind of get in front of you, Kronos, you run out and you jump forward through your shadow step to get to the next one. Callie, though, your steps are a little heavy and not as graceful as your teammates, and as you are kind of rounding the corner to bop this guy in the head, he kind of turns around to look at you, Lorna, who I assume you're kind of in the front about to knock him out, and he looks panicked. And all of a sudden,
Uh-huh.
it's like, as you get close to him, he just kind of, his eyes get wide, and he holds his hand up. He's like, no, 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 no.
I pull him away from the control panel. And oh god, do I just choke him out or do I like bop him on the head?
I mean,
But
do
you
you want to give him 10 seconds to tell us why now and then bop him on the head?
Sorry, say that again without the accent, because brain is not braining.
Give the man 10 seconds and then you can bop him on the head. See what he says.
Yeah. How do we stop the control panel? How do we stop the power from working?
He's kind of looking at him, and actually, let me roll something real quick.
I'm watching him to see if he does something shifty.
No, he's not reaching or doing anything shifty. Just rolling for a save real quick.
How scared is he?
I'm scared and I'm on your side.
You guys are all next to him, right? Like all together,
Uh-huh.
right? Okay, there is no save. This many relics nearby, and he seems. You see kind of a moment that glaze over, kind of magically wash away from his eyes, and he goes, "Stop! You don't understand. You do not want to destroy this. We have to recalibrate this thing.
What?
If
What?
you destroy this, you are going to make the energy that we won't be able to control the energy. It's gonna vent through the lower districts and just rupture everything lower. It's gonna destroy the engine."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
None of that sounds like a bad thing from my part.
He kind of is like, you doesn't fix anything. It's going to, the engine controls this power. It doesn't
Mhm.
generate it, it contains it. It's basically what's keeping everything from blowing up around this massive amount of energy. If you
Okay.
destroy that, there's no way for us to control it, and I don't know what it's going to do to this fortress.
Okay.
Tell us the answer to this question. Why do we want this fortress to survive? This floating weapon in the sky.
I would imagine we don't. Although I don't know how much say we have about it right now, as he kind of looks nervous.
Great. So then why are you trying to stop us?
I'm not trying to stop you, but this is going to have catastrophic events, and
Mhm.
Look at
Welcome
it this
to
way.
war.
It's
where
either
are
catastrophic.
we? What are we going to do? What are we all going to do?
Okay,
I
let's
suggest
put
trying
it
to
this way.
leave.
Catastrophic events on this ship, or catastrophic. I just can't say the fucking word. Bad events for the rest of the world that continue on if this ship stays. Either
Give
we
me a-
destroy it, or you have another idea of where this energy can go.
I'd like to point out the energy that this thing is creating. We don't have that much time.
Yes. That.
He kind of just looks frantically. He's clearly terrified of you, the situation, his all of a sudden some reality, and you see his head kind of grab at his forehead as if it's kind of paining him to continue this conversation.
Look.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check to see
Okay.
how if you keep him going.
An advantage because keys in proximity.
Who's doing the persuasion check?
I would say Lorna, because she's
Okay.
I got this. Right?
Sure.
Not bad.
You've got me completely wrong if you think I'm trying to save this place.
Okay.
Just don't know what is going to happen when this containment fails, we've been working tirelessly ever since one of the engines have gone down. The voices in my head,
Mm-hmm.
so happy are gone, but the screaming, her screams have become unbearable.
That's
It's
fair.
no longer commands, it's just
Mhm.
her in pain.
You know, you should take a nap, and we'll put the ocean right. 'Cause basically, you're trying to bottle up Lorna.
Lorna looks at
I-
Callie. I feel like this guy could actually help us, though.
Unless you plan on taking him with us, I don't think he can.
You want to come with us to try and actually stop this thing so not everybody dies? Because you seem like somebody smart that we could use.
He seems like somebody who's still mind controlled and has a fucking headache from it.
Give me another persuasion check. He is struggling right now to kind of fight the mind control, as kind of Callie
Can't-
said, but he is you are keeping him in a conversation and kind of lucid for the moment.
Okay, can I also, because I remember doing this when people had handprints, can I try
No.
to... No, it didn't work last time? Did we try
It
it?
did work to take it out, but like, do you remember the downsides of when we do that?
Yeah, but we have more keys and we have 2 of them each.
And 2 of them are not close to us.
Yeah, but the rest of them are. Like, this is so many more keys than what we had
You
before.
can, if you are trying to like touch him to see if that has an effect on him while you're persuading him, Lorna, you may do so and roll persuasion with advantage.
Okay. I just... Fuck it. Fuck it. Persuasion. Dirty 20.
As soon as you speak to him, you touch his arm, your vision goes white, Lorna, and you all of a sudden are standing in the middle of this massive hall, being drugged off, by your knees, and it's quickly clear you're seeing yourself as him, this person before you. You're kind of in his point of view, and you're just being kind of drugged across this glowing stone floor and being brought to this magical kind of lattice work of chains and just glyphs and sigils kind of changing and spiraling down, um, almost like a matrix with all the numbers floating up and down, except these are all magical sigils and symbols and all lit up in gold, and flowing down. And you see in the middle of this the Empress's face, and you see her face kind of flashing between faces of pain, screaming, and then faces of her just being stoic and cold and looking upon the assembly that she is, speaking to. And you eventually snap right back to where, in the reality, in the now, and you're looking at this guy before you, and it seems like you have had a connection, and he seems calmer for a moment longer, and he goes, I don't know how long this will last until her screams start coming back in my head. I don't want to risk your mission, but I will tell you everything I know.
Good.
These things are if you're truly intent on destroying the engine of power and preventing this thing from firing, you will have to set off a chain of reactions. I assume this is your handiwork as he looks at the explosion in the room.
Maybe.
I urge you that destroying this will set things into motion that cannot be bottled back up. So if you've anything else you want to do, I don't know how far you're willing to go to set this chain of events off. And then he will then start to describe to you is that this is like the conduit room where energy flows in and out. It also is a way for some of the engine of will to kind of send power down to the main chambers, the lower chambers of this room. He will then also start to describe you the next rooms ahead that you might encounter, such as they'll describe this distribution gallery where these floating pylons are directing the streams of arcane energy in and out, and how that helps kind of control more of the realignment and just putting the energy in different locations, but also evenly distributing, so not all the energy is contained in one place, and so it is less likely to kind of catastrophically fail.
Okay.
He says that you could do some damage there, and he also tells you about a couple of the other rooms that lead up to the vault, which have to do with like the way it exhausts power and things of that nature.
Okay. Questions. A. Can we send power elsewhere? Are you able to do that here? Can we
just
choose
walk
where
while
to
we're
put the
talking?
power?
Not really. I can tell it, to redirect it to another containment or another conduit channel,
Perfect.
like reroute the power, but I can't
Yeah.
necessarily direct it to anything specific.
That is fine. B. Did you see an owl or a bird fly this way? Yes, I know it's a random question.
He kind of has a moment and looks. Strangely enough, I didn't think much of it before, but now that I kind of have a moment to my own thoughts, there was a bird that flew in and transformed into a human momentarily and disappeared again. I
Oh,
don't
fudge.
know
Okay.
what
We
happened.
need to move this along. Let's
Okay.
walk at least to wherever the fuck what Cronus is probably not lead the dude out.
Yeah.
Salim points to his wristwatch and says, "Ladies,
We know.
Yeah, I
for
know. Come
limited
on.
time."
All right. Is there anything else you want to do in this hall? There are more conduits to mess with, more panels to smash or grab, or do you guys want to start going to the next chamber and trying to disrupt that room? Because you guys have put a dent in this room. I won't say it's completely like catastrophic failure yet, but you could. What would you like to do?
Could we come back to that after we see what Cronus is doing? Or can we come back to it next session? Because I
Yeah,
have
let's come back
lots of
next
ideas.
session.
Mhm.
That's the thing.
Let's come back next session while you're in this, so that I don't want to rush you along and you miss something you want to do in this room.
Exactly.
Time is of the essence, but at
Yep.
the same time, as he basically the big takeaway, and I hope I conveyed it, is this guy saying that there's not one big kill switch at the end of this
Yeah.
tunnel.
No, I figured
It
that.
is
as
a
much.
Yeah.
you will have to set off a series of failures for it to really disrupt, because the engine is not an engine that is generating this power at this point, was what he's conveying. He's conveying
No,
that the
it's-
engine is keeping the power contained, bottled, and able to be point and shot.
It's kind of like if somebody decided to take all of the wave power of the ocean and put it in a bottle. And it'd be like, well, if you break this bottle, you release all of this. Like, yeah, it was there anyway.
Yeah,
least that's how I
fair
see it.
enough.
Cool. It existed anyway. Let's put it back.
No, absolutely. No, I just you guys are dealing with high stakes, high odds, high rewards, high risks and consequences right now. So I just want to make sure that when I'm trying to be fantastical, that I'm actually giving you all the information you need at the same time without just giving you all the info too. So that's all that he was conveying. But yeah, let's call it here and we'll regroup next week. Where you guys will decide what to do, and Skyboard will continue to see what you choose to do.
Ooh.
Can't
This
do
has
anything.
been-
I died, remember?
Uh-huh.
This has been a very nail biting with the party. The Skyboard, you're so deep in enemy territory. If you haven't been so lucky tonight, things could have